Welcome everybody to the next game, the second game on the slate today here at Millennium. We've got the Cornwall Wildcats, 10 versus 10 Tyke versus the Cumberland Panthers. And Jeff Karate joined with me in the booth. And what are we going to see here today?
Well, we're going to see, we hadn't Mitch much. This is what we're going to see a lot of right here. We're going to see Shiloh run up and down the field, breaking tackles, down the sideline. He's got a blocker ahead of him that fell down. Here goes Shiloh all the way down the field. No one's going to catch him. We might see a little bit of this, Jesse, for the better part of the day.
Wow.
Shiloh McKendy has been doing this all season for this very, very talented Panthers Tyke team. And no surprise. I mean, we missed the first play, which we had a fumble. I think we had a penalty. We're up and running now with some technical difficulties. Now they're going to try the uncontested convert. That Shiloh is also the kicker, I believe, for the extra points. Yes, he is.
So here we go with the kick.
Here's the snap.
Snap is down.
Shiloh, did he get it? Yes, he got it.
They're going to give it to him.
7-0. So, Jess, we might see a little bit of that today. But I'll tell you what, that Tyke offense over there, they spread the ball around real well. So, yeah, Shiloh is the speedster on that offense, but they got a bunch of guys that can bang it up there and score. Roland Bedard and Ashton Baldeo can get downfield. Maxime Lavoie, Isaiah Wallace, their receivers, can also catch and go. Now we'll see what their defense can do here.
You're watching the 10 versus 10 Tyke Championship. Cornwall Wildcats in the red, Cumberland Panthers in the blue.
Just a quick quarterback dive right up the middle to start the game. That's a pretty good game of 6 yards.
So these two teams with very successful regular seasons, Jeff. Why don't you tell us a little bit about this Cornwall Wildcats offense that we're watching?
Cornwall went 4-4 in the regular season. They lost to our Cumberland Panthers throughout the year, and they've merged their way into the playoffs, into the A-Cup final. Here they go. They line up again. A little bit of movement, fumble on the field. They recovered. They got it back. We might see a little bit of that, Jess, given that it started to rain just towards the end of the Tyke game, the 6-on-6 game, and it might be raining a little bit more out there now. The ball's going to be wet. We may see some turnovers. It's going to be 3rd and 6. So while Cornwall went 500 to get here, our Cumberland Panthers were undefeated throughout the regular season and the playoffs, obviously. Here they are in the A-Cup. Haven't rolled the table all year thus far, hoping to pull out a victory today. It's 3rd and 6. Cornwall just had a little bit of confusion there. And their quarterback's going to try to boot around the other side, and he's got a first down. Good tough run on the bootleg. Got the first down by about a yard there, Jess. They're going to keep it going. The idea of these guys, I think, is going to be able to control the football to keep that potent Tyke offense off the field as much as they can, because they can score, and they can score often.
Yeah, Jeff, this is probably going to be a high-scoring game if it lives up to the first play of the game here.
Yeah, we got a bunch of guys in red and black that moved, a bunch of kids in blue that moved. We're not so sure who moved first. I'm sure the referees are going to educate us real quick on who moved first. And they're going to call Panthers for being offside. That'll be 5 yards. It'll be 1st and 5, Cornwall. We're going to see some good football, Jess. I mean, both these teams are very, very well coached. Kirby with Cornwall, Eric for the Panthers, I know, has done an absolutely outstanding, amazing job with these kids. I've got the chance to see him at practice at Millennium, and he's put together one heck of a team here.
This is going to be a good one, Jeff.
Now they moved again. No flag this time. I'm surprised they didn't throw the flag there. Cornwall left a little bit early, but they are Tykes. They are going to move a little bit early sometimes. We can't spend the day throwing flags.
Thanks for joining us, ladies and gentlemen, on the live HESN live broadcast of the A-Cup Championship Tyke 10v10 level between the Cornwall Wildcats and the Cumberland Panthers. Our score right now is 7-0 Cumberland. Them scoring on the very first play of the game, but now Cornwall is up, and they have the ball.
It's going to be a quarterback keeper on this far side of the field here.
And he's got some room.
He could be gone. Down the sideline. Touchdown, Cornwall.
Benjamin Jackson, running back of the Cornwall Wildcats, taking it around the side for a 30-plus gain, and he's put his Wildcats on the board.
Hello, Coach Mike Schmidt, dropping in the booth as he's here a little bit early to get his boys ready to play the game. All smiles, pumped, and ready to go, I'm sure. As we get set to watch the Wildcats snap, we'll get the hold. Now the convert attempt, and another great kick. Another great kick. Nice to see you, Coach Schmidt. I wish I had a headset for you, but technology doesn't allow it. Jesse's got it. I hope you slept well. I hope you're doing well. Your Panther Park, as we call it today, having 3 teams into playing for the A-Cup finals is absolutely outstanding. Your Mosquito team being one of them with the great job that you guys have done. Look forward to that game after this one. So are you. I know you are. You've been waiting for this game for a long time. I know you are, man. Here we get to see the Panthers on offense again. There's no kicking or kickoffs in Tyke football. They simply start from the 40. Shiloh McKendy, a quarterback, hands it off for a tough run up the middle. Stopped after 1-yard gain. Just not too much going there for number 23, Ryland Bedard. Good stop by the Cornwall defense. Second and about 8.5 now, Jess. The Panthers' second possession. They're going into offset formation to the left. Somebody moved again.
Panthers with the ball. Flags on the field. 5:54 left in the first quarter, and it's a tie ball game, 7-7. Both teams' offense is able to score.
And both offenses able to convert the extra point, which we've seen is very important in Tyke football. We saw it with Coach Mike Schmidt's team last week with the 1-0 win over Cornwall, having the ability to kick and punt it in the end zone, which turned out to be the difference between them being here and them being not. McKendy's still a quarterback. There's some motion in the backfield. Move to their side. McKendy hands it off to number 75.
And he's taken down hard by number 40 on the Wildcats. That's Kingston Savenko on the tackle.
No room there for Ashton Baldeo to run to. Third down, it's going to be 3rd and 13 now.
We got Justin Marion watching the live stream, and you know who he'd be voting for on this game.
Justin is just glad that he's able to stay dry at home. He's been a long time great Panther volunteer. His son Jason has been a blindside tackle for our teams at the Panther and my teams for quite some time. As we see
Shiloh with the ball,
running down
the sideline, not going down, refusing to go down. And he's got the ball up to center field.
That's 3rd and 13. So just sticking with Justin Marion for a second, Jess, he's probably one of the happiest guys today because his son gets to play in yet another A-Cup on that Bantam team that's playing with Justice and a bunch of our players from the JV team. But Justin's been our film guy since the beginning of time, and he gets to watch the game today and not film it because thanks to the wonderful job you guys do at HESN, he gets to watch the football game for a change and not zoom in. So having said that, Justin's been a great guy for us, a great volunteer. His wife Jody, now the manager of the Panther Bantam team as well, doing a fantastic job.
And a really, really just nice guy. You know, he's I've spent many games up in the booth filming with him, and always great conversation.
Yeah, there's another first down run by Shiloh. You know, when you started, you asked me what we're going to see, and I think we're going to see a lot of this. I think we're going to see a lot of Shiloh. Although Eric does a great job with his offense, he spreads the ball around, and he gets other people involved. So you can't really hand off to Shiloh every single play and let him do it all, because you don't want to get him banged up, and he's got to last the whole game, and we're still 4 minutes to play in the first quarter.
You are watching HESN live. We're getting ready here for the Panthers' first down play.
That reverse to number 81 didn't go anywhere. That's Isaiah Wallace. So, Jess, you talked about, you know, young coaches, you know, staying as part of the Panthers. Isaiah Wallace is the nephew and son of Keith and Dave Wallace. They're twins that I played with many, many years ago, and I apologize to not know which one is the dad and the uncle at this point on the sideline because I haven't been around that program a lot. But he's over there helping out as well, and I know he wants to stay involved with coaching football. And he and his brother were extremely, extremely good, gifted athletes when they were younger, when they played up through junior football with the Sooners.
There you have it. Coaches giving back, sharing the knowledge that they have gained in their careers, passing it on, and number 25, playing quarterback for the Panthers, is now passing it off himself to number 23. That's Rylan Bedard, my apologies. But we've got a 7-7 ball game right now, 2 minutes and 26 seconds remaining.
It's third down. I'm going to guess that Shiloh's going to have something to do with this play and something to do with them getting a first down or not getting a first down. And Shiloh can throw. Shiloh's thrown a few touchdown passes this year. He's not only a great runner out of the quarterback spot, but he can throw the football as well.
Shiloh under center.
Here's his first pass attempt of the game, and it's caught by number 81. What a great play. Isaiah Wallace, I'll tell you what a great, great throw. What a great catch on 3rd and 12 it was, I think, Jess. We just talked about him being able to throw the football. Great call by the coach, Eric.
First down, Panthers. They've got a nice drive going. We just saw the Wolverines win at the 6v6 level. They're the best team there, and now we've got the Panthers and the Wildcats battling it out to claim themselves as the A-Cup Championship 10v10 Tyke. Shiloh under center. He's going to keep it himself, looking for some room.
Yeah, Shiloh's going to get to the outside. He could be gone again.
And
he could be gone again.
Shiloh showing the speed.
Touchdown. Great run. He tried to take it up inside there just to start and knew that he's got more of a chance to get outside there. And there he went, scored yet another touchdown. And the all-important convert is yet to be kicked.
How hard is it, Jeff, to deal with that kind of speed?
It is really tough. I mean, at this age, we always see those kids that run up and down the field and score lots of touchdowns. One thing that I really like about this Tyke team of the Panthers is that Eric Anderson has done a great job in ensuring that a lot of kids touch the football. We saw it with Shiloh just throwing a pass to Isaiah Wallace. So he mixes it up, and he's not a big fan of just giving it to Shiloh all the time. So they do a really good job of mixing it up, as do I think Cornwall. So that's really, really good to see. And if this game goes like it started, Jess, and it gets to be touchdown for touchdown, those converts are going to be the difference in the game.
Well, there's no special teams at this level. They work on the fundamentals. And the Wildcats will have another shot here at it. The rain coming down lightly. Minute left in the first quarter. This is important to these guys.
This quarterback keep to the left side of the field. He's going to gain maybe 4 yards. Yeah, to say it's important is an understatement, Jess. These kids and these coaches work real hard regardless of the age of them. They practice 2 or 3 times a week for a couple hours. They put a lot of time into it. Coaches strategize. You can see the offenses coming out with different formations, handing the ball off to different kids, throwing the football. That's development at its best, for sure.
We're going to see these kids go on, play at the various levels after this.
Yeah, you fumble the ball. It's going to be 3rd and 5. Well, you talk about, seeing kids play various levels. Jess, Shiloh McKendy is the younger brother of longtime Panther Fabrice McKendy, who's no slouch and has been a very dominant running back throughout his still a very young career, and is an outstanding young man. Goes to St. Pete's, has played Panthers for many years and been an outstanding player for us. So Shiloh is picking up right where he ended, and that's really, really good to see. And when we look on the sideline, we see Breezer, as we call him. He's out there helping out as well. So he's giving back at a very young age.
It's a good habit to learn if you can learn it. Some never do. A little bit of movement on the O-line.
Yeah, they moved. That play's got nothing. And that's the thing. It's really challenging for these referees. Hey, Mike, good luck to you, okay? Okay, we'll talk later. Thank you, Mike Schmidt, for taking the time to come up and visit us. I think he was just doing it to get out of the rain. I've known Mike Schmidt for a long time. And, Jess, we talked before, right? Mike Schmidt, he's coached with me for many years. And it's great to see him taking over that mosquito program and doing what he's done to it, and having the chance to enjoy it with his son.
Yeah.
And his wife, Sarah, does an amazing job there, too, helping out. So it really is a family affair. So they do a tremendous, tremendous job for our club.
How fun was it to see your son go through? And now, he's all the way up into Bantam playing, and we're going to see Justice play later this afternoon with the Bantam Championship. But how fun was it to be able to coach him up through the ranks?
Well, it's been an absolute blast. Let me tell you, as the Wildcats fumble the snap, they're going to give the Panthers really good field position, essentially like on the 15-yard line or the 14-yard line there. It's been great. Part of it is seeing the kids develop. But we started the Mites program for the kids way back, and Justice was part of that. Marcade Nelson was part of that. So we've got a bunch of kids. Oh, as we wave into John Gott down here from the Redblacks, Jess.
Yeah.
And is that Trevor Harris here?
That's Trevor Harris.
Trevor Harris and John Gott coming to say hi to everybody and the kids. Getting on the field.
That's good to see.
That's awesome to see. Great guys giving back to the community, shaking hands with Eric.
So, Jeff, you talked about coaching your son throughout his journey and career at NACAFA and the OVFL and now OPFL. But if you were to think back maybe 15 years ago when the Rough Riders were in trouble, the Renegades had then come and gone, and now fast forward to this new field and facility being built, our star quarterback and O-lineman here from the Redblacks and, live broadcast, would you say that you'd believe that?
You know what? It's I wouldn't have thought, technology being what it is, the Redblacks coming back, doing what they do in the community, coming out here. We see them on the field. Good on the league, NACAF, and the referees and both teams for allowing these guys to come out and say hi and shake their hands and tell them good job. These are Tyke players. These are the players that are going to be playing someday at a higher level, and we've got to keep them involved. And how cool is it to have Trevor Harris and John Gott out here saying hi to the kids? I hope they come up and say hi to us. I like these guys. They're starting quarterback for our Redblacks team, and John Gott, who's a great center for our team, has been the starter for a long time, who's an original Redblack. So he's been to a couple of Grey Cups and won one. So
we're back to action, though. The celebrities are coming off the field now. It is very cool. And I bet you, it is cool for them, too, because they want to be playing for a CFL team that has a good community and a good football town behind it.
Oh, for sure. Because you know what? It's very important for the kids to understand that you know, these guys are dads, they're uncles, and they're brothers, and they're friends, and they're very good football players, and they give back to the community, and they're outstanding guys. I mean, it's really, really good that what we have. I mean, I can't talk enough about how great a job NCAFA and HESN has done in just promoting the sport and making it so that the games are being streamed live. All of this is happening. What a great thing for the kids to be able to say is happening, and asking their grandma and their grandpa and everybody if they saw the game on TV. Because for these kids, it's on TV, right, Jess? It's not live stream. My game's on TV. That's what they're all doing.
Yeah, absolutely. And with the, like you said, the technology there allows for you to put that right on your smart screen with the Apple TV and PS4 or Xbox, whatever you may have. But yes, definitely cool. These games will be archived on YouTube afterwards, so you can go back and watch it. I'm sure the players that are playing in this game will want to see how it shaked out. I always loved that. I remember we never really had it growing up, but sometimes you get an OVFL game on a Cogeco or a Rogers TV. You go back, you'd watch it, even in university when with the Score and Sportsnet doing it, even TSN at the UTEC or Mitchell Bowl and the Vanier. You'd go back, and it's funny because you remember the game differently.
Yeah.
As when you're playing it than you do, and you come back and you see how the play that you remembered actually unfolded, and it's way different than you remember.
You thought, yeah. It's like watching a movie again. You know, here we go. This could be a touchdown for the Panthers. Touchdown for the Panthers. Number 75 on a great run. Ashton Baldeo makes it 20-7 for the Panthers. As we were, talking aimlessly there, Jess, I mean, the Panthers did a great job marching the ball down. Great touchdown run. Now the ever-important extra point. And to touch a little bit about what you asked me earlier about coaching coaching my son Justice all those years from Mites to Tyke, Mosquito, Pee-wee, and now in the OVFL for 3 years, and obviously at the JV level this year in the OPFL. It's been great. It's been a lot of fun. I mean, the Panthers are such a great organization and club to be a part of, and they get it. You got to keep the coaches. You have to have coaches longevity, and you have to have them some stability in coaching staffs. And Mike Schmidt is one of them. I've been here a long time. The other one that we got to talk about is Sean Baptiste. Sean Baptiste, Bapper's youngest. Sam is out here playing on this Tyke team, number 2 for the defense. I mean, Sean's another one that we've got trapped for a long time, Jess, because he's got Sam, he's got Ben that plays for the Mosquito team, and he's got Matt that plays on the Pee-wee team, and Matt also plays Bantam varsity. So Sean's one of those other great coaches, very good friend of mine, a very good friend of everybody, well-respected in the coaching community.
Yes.
Had a great career at the Sooners in Carleton, and he stuck with us whether he likes it or not. And then you add his wife, Sarah, who does absolutely everything for this club, the Panthers. It's great to see them involved and have that many young kids. Cornwall tried a fumblerooski there, I think. I don't know if that was intentional or not. I wouldn't put it past Kirby, that's for sure.
Very capable people, not only from the technical knowledge of Sean, but Sarah on her organizational ability. You're absolutely right. And being able to come and coach with you, Jeff, I've been very welcomed, and it's been great. So we're back to this Tyke championship where.
And let's not discount the other side of the ball here for this game. They got Kirby. Kirby's been around a long time coaching football. He's an assistant at Carleton University, and out here giving his time back to coach a young group of kids at the Tyke Division 10-on-10 and making it all the way to the A Cup. So these kids are obviously very, very well coached also.
Cornwall with the ball.
There's another fumble. They got the ball back. Panthers have the ball.
Panthers look like they've got it. Yes, they do.
Rundowns.
So now this kind of gets into a dangerous territory, Jeff, where the Panthers are starting to roll on offense. And now the thing that's compounding that is that Cornwall is making a few errors, fumbling the ball. So it's not going to get any easier for Cornwall, kind of back on their heels now. They've got to make a big play here. Somebody's got to step up on defense and be able to kind of, just at least stop the momentum a little bit.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
We've got John Gott and Trevor Harris down, passing out little foam footballs.
Down here, get involved with the crowd. That's great.
27 for the Panthers. 7 minutes left in the half. Handoff up the middle, doesn't go for much. That's number 23 on the Cumberland Panthers. Rylan Bedard. Well, we were expecting some heavy rain, but so far, so good. Panthers offense back with the ball. And a big gain. Shiloh with the balls taken towards the sideline, close to the 25-yard line. And they are relying on his speed today to be able to get the corner there.
Yeah, I mean, Shiloh is definitely the X factor today. You can see that, once he gets into space, he's really, really tough to stop. And you know what's impressive about the way he runs? He runs a lot like Breezer does. His brother Fabrice. You can tell he's been watching him all these years because Breezer's a great running back and a hard runner. When he gets to the sideline, he doesn't step out of bounds. He tries to break tackles and to get more yards. And sometimes that's the difference between getting an extra 3 or 4 or 5 yards. And we talk about it all the time. Is you never know when that play is going to be the play.
That's right, Jeff.
You don't know when that 3 or 4 yards matters most.
We don't know if this is going to be the play. We've got an I formation and an end around to 81. And he's making a few people miss. He spins out of a tackle, falls forward for an extra 2 yards.
That's Isaiah Wallace, and you can see that he's come from, I talked about it, and again, I apologize to Keith and Dave, not knowing whose nephew it is and whose son it is. I know it's one of them, that's for sure. They're great guys, and you can see he's got some athletic ability, and he's going to be a force as he gets to get through the ranks at the Panthers here. And how good a job does Eric Anderson do with that offense, Jesse? I mean, it's not just Shiloh left, Shiloh right. They do a lot of things like that inside reverse. They do counters, they do toss, they do dive. And then they let Shiloh drop back every now and again and shock everybody by throwing the football here in the rain.
They switch it up. They keep you guessing, and they don't have many easily identifiable tendencies. 4:43 left in the first half. Handoff to the left side, number 75, but a great tackle.
Great tackle.
It looks like number 22 makes the stop. Looks like Naki Shurek on the tackle.
Stop. Great stop. That's a touchdown-saving tackle, that was.
And they're going to need to stop them here. Cornwall does not want to let them get any more points at this point in the game.
It's 3rd and 1. Maybe we might see Shiloh on a bootleg here. That seems to work really, really well for the Panthers, given that very aggressive defense. So Shiloh right up the middle. Looks like he scored again.
And it's a touchdown.
That makes it 26-7, just under 4 minutes, Jess, in the second quarter. The ever-important extra point to be kicked yet again.
You're watching HESN Live on YouTube and social media. We ask if you are watching at home, please share the link on your Facebook profile page, tweet it out, do whatever you can to spread the word. We're growing football here in Ottawa, and these Tykes are giving us a good game.
That one was missed. So it's going to be 26-7. Cornwall's got the football. 1st and 10 from the 40, Jess. They've really got to put something together, and they got to get down the field. And that's tough against this Panther defense. These guys are really, really good tacklers. They play with urgency, and they flow well to the football for such a young group of kids.
They do.
Oh, there's another fumble. I think we're going to be lucky up here, Jess, to get Trevor Harris and John Gott I think if you were really a nice fella, you'd give up your headset, and maybe I could talk to the fellas.
I think that would be a good idea also.
You know, I'll just say some kind words on your behalf. HESN, it's one of the perks that we get. There's Trevor Harris. Hello, sir. How are you today? Can we get a few words with you here?
Yeah, sure. I'll go first, then Gotti.
Yeah, then we'll get him on. Here we are here.
Oh, okay.
The game is going on here. We're going to put Trevor Harris under pressure here to call what's happening here in the Tyke Championship A-Cup game, Cornwall and Cumberland. There's a fumble on the exchange once again. Thank you very much, guys, for coming
absolutely.
out. That's awesome to get you guys to come out to such a great event, the A-Cup Championships here at Millennium Park. Given your busy schedule, now you guys know when you're going to play, right?
Yeah.
When do you guys play?
Sunday at 1 o'clock against Saskatchewan
Sunday
here
against
at TD Place. So be an exciting thing here. It's good to be out here and see the kids, young kids at this age, you know, out here enjoying football and learning the basics. And credit to the coaches too, of volunteering their time and efforts to help these kids start them off on the right foot and enjoy the great game of football.
It's so important to keep them involved at such a young age, and such a great thing because I know you guys are heavily involved. I mean, we can't miss John with the beard and stuff, and I know he's involved in a lot of stuff in the city, which is great because the kids really like to see that because they all aspire to go into the next level.
Yeah,
you know, and they go to Redblacks game and they heavily support you guys, so it's great that you come out. I mean, I've never seen that. You know, you guys show up and they stop the game. He gets you to go out and shake everybody's hand and shaking the coaches' hands. I mean, that's awesome because these are young kids, right? So they see how important that is for you guys to give back. So I wish you guys luck. I got season tickets. I got my Grey Cup tickets. I fully expect to see you guys there. So don't disappoint us.
Hey, no pressure, right?
No pressure, no pressure, man. It's good. Well,
yeah,
thanks.
We're really looking forward to it. So
right on. Thanks a lot. We'll get John on there.
All right,
thanks
awesome.
A lot, man.
Yeah, thanks.
Perfect. How are you, John?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Looking forward to Saskatchewan this week?
Oh, yeah. It should be a good game.
Good. So now that we got, you know, our starting center and a great center and all-time Red Black here, watch our offensive line and defensive line. Tell me what you think of these kids getting off the ball.
Yeah, we'll see.
This might be a punt.
Snap
I mean, look at these guys moving.
Oh, yeah. They're playing hard. They're battling out there, and that's all you can ask for these young guys. They're trying, and they're playing well.
I mean, the big thing about we had the Tyke 6-on-6 happen earlier. Now we got the Tyke 10 versus 10. And we were commenting with Jesse, like, holy geez, these guys, the one thing that they need to learn is it's okay to hit somebody. It's okay to be hit. And you're not going to get hurt, you know. And when you see them get off the ball and just get north on either side, my gosh, that's got to make you proud being an O-lineman, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
you got enough equipment on. You can't really feel it too much when you run into someone. So, that's awesome to see them moving guys off the line. And it's just credit to the coaches right there, teaching them how to play. So
I got to get you to do me a favor real quick.
Yeah.
I got my neighbor likely listening to live stream, Roxanne Johnston. She's a big fan of yours and a big fan of Redblacks. You got to say hello, Roxanne.
Hello, Roxanne.
You know, she's doing well, I hope, and she's a big fan of yours, I know, and a big fan of the Redblacks. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. So listen, guys, thanks a lot for stopping by, saying hi to the kids. Enjoy some of the game, and good luck versus Saskatchewan this week, and then the Eastern Canadian Final. And hopefully, I'll wave to you from the stands during the Grey Cup.
Awesome.
Great job. Thanks for coming, man.
Awesome. Thanks.
Have a good one.
Thank you.
Take care, guys. Thanks a lot.
Well, a real special treat for us to get the quarterback and all-star O-lineman John Gott, Trevor Harris, up in the booth to say hi. And I tell you, man, I think football has really hit its stride in Ottawa. I mean, I know the history that we have, but in my time, I moved to Ottawa in '94, and we had the red and gold edition of the Rough Riders. But since I've been around, man, it's never been bigger.
Oh, it's because of, guys not staying stagnant with their vision of football and where it's going, right, Jess? I mean, let's talk about, the Mites program we started at the Panthers and other teams with their Mites programs and the little Panthers we have at the Panthers. Look at the foresight that NCAFA had with all those guys making the right decision to have Tyke 6v6, which turned out to be a great game that we did earlier. Look at the quality of Tyke football that we have here. It's absolutely unbelievable, and that's because people are putting the time, the volunteers are putting the time, and we're seeing the product on the field is absolutely outstanding, game in and game out.
Well said, Jeff. Back to the action. An end around handoff by the Panthers to number, looks like 87.
81, I think.
81 possibly.
Yeah, that's Isaiah Wallace.
Wallace again. Wallace has been a consistent carrier of the football in this game. Score 26-7 with 1:54 left in the first half. This game's still well within reach for the Cornwall Wildcats.
It is within reach, but you have to get a stop. I mean, when you can have Wallace getting the edge like that, getting 5, 6, 7, 8 yards all the time, and you got Shiloh getting 7, 8 yards and sometimes ripping one down the sideline, they're tough to stop. They're a tough team to stop.
This time Shiloh keeps it himself up the middle. Tough to stop indeed, Jeff. They only are able to get about 2 or 3 on that carry. But with time ticking down, if Cumberland can get another score here, that can be pretty deflating. And with having 10 or 15 minutes to think about it at halftime, you probably want to be careful that the morale doesn't drop too much over there on that Cornwall sideline.
No, of course not. And we've all got to remember their kids. Winning is fun. But at the end of the day, it's what they get out of it. And they've made it to the A-Cup final, and they're here. And we can't talk how this game is over. Look at a great play here by the Cornwall defense, stopping Shiloh in his tracks. And that's going to be a 7 or 8 yard loss. So it's not over. It's not over. These kids will not quit. That's the beauty of this level. They will not quit on you.
That's Naki Sharak, linebacker for the Wildcats, in on the tackle. And that makes it a 3rd and long for the Cumberland Panthers.
Yeah, 3rd and 14. There's under a minute to go in the game, so they're going to take as much time off the clock as they can, because if they score, great. Cornwall gets the ball to scrimmage from the 40. If they don't, they scrimmage there from wherever it is. They give up the ball.
They see the Panthers doing jumping jacks on their sideline to try to keep warm.
Yeah, anything. I mean, we're nice and toasty in here in the booth.
It's nice up here. We got coffee.
We got water, we got Coke. We got Redblacks quarterbacks and linemen joining us. I mean, we got it all. We got everything up here.
We've got a bus.
We got a bus.
We got a fireplace and a TV in there.
A fireplace and TV. We got the bus going. HESN headquarters, the Roland Mobile headquarters, and we should throw a shout out to Richard at Arturo's Restaurant for that. He sponsored that big bus for us, Jess.
Definitely a big thanks to
94 Beechwood. If anybody loves great Italian food, Richard and his wife Laura do an outstanding job there for us. So thank you very much for the mobile wheels, Richard, in this rain-dampered day. It certainly came in handy for us to take a break and get on there and regroup and have our power session chats about games coming up and make sure we know what we're doing, even though sometimes we may not.
Here we go. Under center is Shiloh. Takes the snap, looks to pass, and he lets one go deep, but it's knocked away nicely.
That was a good try. The receiver wasn't open, but, there are worse things. I said now that Cornwall has to go the length of the field to get any sort of score momentum going into the second half of the game with only 31 seconds to go. They should be able to get a couple plays in. They're going to scrimmage from the
Kingston Savenko with the batted pass and the knockdown.
The 18-yard line they're on. We got to remember, right, Jess, with the Tykes, the numbering on the field isn't what it is because the field's a little bit shorter than a standard field.
Cornwall with the ball. 31 seconds remaining. Let's see what they're going to try here. Are they going to look to pass? Well, they're going to blow the play down early.
I think the Panthers moved early there. I think they might get called for offside unless somebody was drawn. I couldn't see it from here. That indeed is the call, offside. Panthers.
Now later on, we're going to have a few other games. We're going to move to Mosquito with Mike Schmidt's team next, and they're going to be playing the Canada Knights in that game.
That is going to be a real fun game to watch. Both teams have earned their right to be in this game the hard way, and that's going to be a great game. I'm excited to see that game.
The snap is hard to handle, and it looks like the Panthers have the ball, and yes, they do indeed. the Panthers come up with yet another Cornwall turnover. And with 26 seconds left, they're going to look probably to add a little insurance to their lead over the Wildcats.
Yeah, I don't suspect they'll take a knee of any sort. I would suspect they'll. I mean, hey, they got the horses to be able to do it. They got Ryland Bedard, Ashton, Isaiah Wallace. We've seen those end arounds, Maxime Lavoie, and of course you can never discount Shiloh McKendy. So it would be interesting to see what Coach Eric Anderson does here. And I would suspect they try to run a play and try to get a score to really give themselves some breathing room for the second half.
We want to welcome everybody that's watching online. Thanks for subscribing to the YouTube channel. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're trying to build our fan base. And, of course, you get dinged every time we go live. We're going to be moving into some hockey in the winter. And, share the link. Help us get the word out today that we are, in fact, live all day. If you can't make it out to the game, if it starts to rain heavily, well, you'll be able to watch it at home.
Yeah, it kind of, like I said, you're giving parents a little bit of an out. They're not parents so much because the parents will all be here, but relatives, grandmothers, grandfathers, and uncles and aunts and all that sort of thing, and anybody else that might be interested in watching the game. Our JV game in the summer, Jess, we had some people overseas in England watching it. We had people watching all over the world, literally. Here goes Shiloh down the sideline.
Nice
broke
move,
a couple
and he
tackles,
got free.
made a move, and forced out of bounds there. I think he got a first down. The clock is going to stop, 11 seconds to go. Coach Eric Anderson trying to hustle his kids in there to maybe get another playoff.
11 seconds left, so this could be the last play, more likely the second last. And Cornwall looking to just hold these Panthers back for a little bit. Go regroup at halftime, maybe make a few adjustments on what they've seen. As Jeff mentioned earlier, Kirby is a very accomplished coach. He's won 8 cups before with these boys.
Yep.
And of course, he's an assistant coach at Carleton, so he's used to making adjustments. So we'll see what they have, but still really only a 20-odd some point game here. So
yeah, it looks like they managed to stop the Panthers from scoring the last play of the half here. I think Coach Eric thought that maybe the clock was going to stop. At some point, you'd have a chance to get another playoff. But the clock keeps running. The referee signals halftime.
And that's halftime. So far, so good in the 2017 NCAFA Tyke 10V10 championship. The attendance is pretty good. We've just had the Redblacks up here to talk with us. And we're going to take a short break, and we'll be back with you for the second half. I'm Jesse Card, joined with Jeff Karate in the booth. And we're back to the NCAFA Championship Weekend. I'm your host this weekend, Jesse Card with HESN, joined in the booth with Jeff Karate of the Cumberland Panthers organization. We've got a 26-7 ball game heading into the second half, and Panthers up over the Cornwall Wildcats. We've seen a lot of good plays, a lot of great tackles, but the key right now is this Shiloh and his speed that doesn't seem to be matched by anyone else on the field here.
No, definitely Shiloh is the X factor today. Now, as much as we say that, Jess, I really want to give Coach Eric Anderson props, because it's not the Shiloh show like we think that you would term it. He does spread the ball around offensively, but when Shiloh gets it, he's just a great athlete who makes things happen. And they have a bunch of other guys that they give the ball to that can also make things happen. But Shiloh is the X factor, and he's doing his thing, and he's scoring touchdowns. And the other guys are plugging away down the field. I mean, we saw Wallace on those end arounds get down the field, and that's a real tough task to ask this Cornwall defense to stop these guys. And fundamentally, they're a very fine old machine on offense. And their defense of the Panthers tackles with urgency. Cornwall's not helping themselves any with fumbling the ball, and we just saw another problem with the exchange. It is wet out there. The ball's wet, and sometimes the kids can't deal with those things. But let's hope they get a drive together and they get going here. I think they're looking at some time, or maybe they got started before the game got going here.
So, Jeff, we got another visitor up in the booth, and a very important individual to football in Ottawa, a recent recipient of a very special award that I'm hoping maybe you can ask him about. I know he's a pretty humble guy, and he doesn't like to talk about it, but the president of the league, Stephen Dean, will be joining you here.
He'll get his headset organized here. Got an injury on the field to a Panther. Hello, Steve. How are you?
Thanks, Jesse. Hey, Jeff. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you very much.
Good.
So what kind of award are we talking about here? Obviously, somebody's acknowledged the awesome efforts that you've put into the community.
Well, it's, as Jesse just mentioned, it's a bit humbling, but certainly appreciated. Brian Kilroy Award.
Oh, that's awesome.
So they've gone through a process of selecting it, and I guess my name fell to the top, and off we go. So
good for you. That's awesome.
It's in a couple of weeks.
I can tell you, Steve, I've been involved with NCAFA for many years. I've come through the ranks from the Mites through Tyke, Mosquito, Pee Wee, now my son playing Bantam. And the things that you guys are doing here, I mean, we just had a quick chat about the 6 versus 6.
Very entertaining.
I mean, that game was awesome.
Wasn't it?
That game was great. I mean, fundamentally, you see that those kids are learning how to play football. And the fact that I say it all the time to Jess, I've said it on this podcast and to anybody that I talk to, that the fact that you guys had the initiative and the foresight and were proactive in creating that. I mean, the kids that we saw today, 6 versus 6.
Oh, yeah.
Had you not done that, they would not be playing football.
Well, and that's the thing, is we want to engage kids at the younger age so that they show up as Bantam and Midget and CIS players. And the best way to do it is make it fun. I think the 6-on-6 is going to catch fire, and I think we're going to see an expansion to it next year. And for all the right reasons, we'll get more kids playing.
Yeah, and you know, it's really encouraging to be a part of NCAFA. Here we see that our Cornwall running back, they finally got something going here, running down the sideline for a touchdown. That's number 37.
Good for them.
Benjamin Jackman. So Cornwall's done what we thought they had to do. They had to come out and get some momentum and get some life, and that's what they did. So this thing's going to be far from over. But Steve, I think that anybody that would suggest that this sport does not have momentum in this city is misguided.
Absolutely.
I'll say that quite frankly, because the efforts that you put into making this league grow and getting it what it is, these championships, the midget game was very good. The games yesterday I was here were very good, and today we've had excellent football. Cornwall made their point after. It's going to be 26-14.
I think one thing we do well is we have fantastic volunteers, which allows us to do the things we do. I think we've got committed programs, and looking around the board, room table, I'm seeing a lot more balance and a lot more thinking league first and club second, and I think that's a good thing. We're not without our errors and things that we can improve on, and we always will, but certainly I like where we're going. I like the upcoming interprovincial championship that we've established, which will see the top Pee Wee Bantam and Midget team from Ottawa play their Quebec counterparts. I think we're going to learn a lot from that, and I think we're going to be playing against some very storied franchises down there, and that's something that that's always going to create things. And I think we're going to have 3 pretty good representatives from Ottawa come to that as well.
Yeah, and I have to say, being in football for a long time, and now being a part of different leagues and having been a part of the OVFL and OPFL and NCAFA, the thing that really strikes me that NCAFA does a really good job with is communicating. And the fact that now that we are starting to go in NCAFA to play some teams from Quebec to Montreal and to open those doors, I mean, you guys have done a great job, because we're not trying to fight them. We're not trying to take anything away. We want to join forces and maybe have some more interconference games and get down there, because the province of Quebec, they do a real good job with football.
I think they wrote the book on organization, and it's impressive meeting with these guys. They've been around for a long time. We're young by comparison, it seems, but certainly we're going in the right direction, and this is a good start to it.
Yeah, I think it's great, and I'll tell you, Steve, if I haven't said it enough, I mean, great job. I think you guys do an incredible job in the CAFA, and the sport is just getting up. Having Jesse as a partner at HESN.
Oh, absolutely.
This live streaming stuff.
It's cool, eh?
I mean, the kids are going home. We were talking about the 6 versus 6 in this game. To these guys, the game's on TV.
Yeah.
That's what they think, right? Like this game's on TV, and the minute it's over, it's on YouTube. And they can go back and they can watch their touchdown, and their grandma can watch it, their grandpa.
And the whole model used to be, call the local newspaper, beg them to come out and take pictures and write a story. Now we're writing our own stories, our own narrative. And then you moved into Rogers, that we had to hire one year to come film some games, and that was expensive as heck. Technology allows you to do a bunch of stuff now, and HESN and Jesse have been great partners in that. And we're learning from them, and we're learning all collectively.
Yeah, and I think I think everything's just going this way.
Yeah,
I think it's going this way, and this season has been great, showcasing the midget programs and then being proactive with the 6-on-6. I mean, the CAFA just continues to show that it's just the elite league in this country, I think.
Well, and a lot of people think we don't move fast enough, but there's a reason for that. And we're not going to take great bounds and leaps every year, but step one last year was change the ages. That's been a resounding success. We've seen improvements in the younger levels. Overall football still has some growing to do, and Ottawa is no different, but I like where we're going.
Yeah, great job. Here we see Isaiah Wallace again. I mean, he does what he does. Look at him cutting back against the green. Oh, he lost the football. I think he got it back. Thanks a lot, Steve Dean. No shortage of royalty up here in the booth, Jess. We got Redblacks. We got Steve Dean. I mean, who's next?
I wonder, Jeff. Thanks to the president, the boss man here at NCAFA, Steve Dean. But I tell you what, he'll say it again and again. It's a group effort. It's the volunteers, the parents, the coaches, providing just a top-notch product for these kids to play a great sport in a great city. Yeah,
they do an absolutely great job, and we saw a great run. Cornwall scored there, Jess. They got the extra point, which is great. Now they just got to find a way to stop this guy, Shiloh. I mean, my goodness, he's something special, isn't he?
Off he goes again.
Yeah. Now the ever-important extra point. I mean, we talked about Shiloh being the X factor, and he's just proven us right. And it takes me back when we had his brother Fabrice at Tyke and Mosquito and Pee Wee. He was the same type of player. You had to account for him, and if you were going to have any type of success, you had to stop him. So as much as it is definitely a team sport, the guys up front block for him to make sure he's got somewhere to go. As we look at the extra point, and it's missed. Yeah, didn't really get into it there.
Yeah, so with 5:47 left, Cornwall will get the ball back. 32-14 for the
It'll be 33.
Panthers.
So what Cornwall needs to do is they need to do what they just did the last drive, and they need to score, but they need to find a way to stop Shiloh and that potent Panther offense. Here they go, Jess. They might have just found a way. They might have just found a way to do it again. He went right up the middle. So they've obviously seen something in this defense where they can exploit it, and they've scored again to make this so that this game's not over.
Jackman on the touchdown. Another huge gain for him.
What a great run.
And Cornwall has shown some resilience. They're not done yet.
They will not quit, Jess. I can tell you that for free. They will not quit. They will keep going and going and going. And don't look up at the scoreboard. Don't look back at the time. Just keep doing your thing, because that's 2 plays. That's 2 touchdowns. That's just quick like that. Now what they have to do is find a way to stop Shiloh and that potent offense of the Panthers, because you can't go touchdown. Now they missed the extra point. So these extra points could come down to play a factor in this game, Jess.
They probably will.
I thought it was 33-14 or 32. My math might be out of date today.
Well, welcome. If you just tuned in to the 2017 10v10 Tyke NCAFA Championship between the Cornwall Wildcats in red and the Cumberland Panthers in blue, we've got a 32-20 ball game for the Panthers up on top, and Shiloh and his offense ready to take the snap.
Yeah, they need to make a stop, Jess. They need to cause a turnover, and they need to make a stop. They need to do something to get down and score again. So they've got to stop the momentum of that Panther offense, and keep their momentum that they have right now in the second half with their offense, because they've obviously scored 2 touchdowns since we've been out here in the third quarter. Shiloh, a quarterback under center, that same formation they've been running all day. Shiloh decides to keep it and go up the middle. He got 5 yards, tough 5 yards. They ran the same play that they ran that Cornwall just scored on. Maybe thinking that they could do it the same thing instead of getting Shiloh out to the edge, Jess. So it's 2nd and 4.
2nd and 4, and a very big defensive series for Cornwall. If they can hold on, maybe they can get their offense back on the field and see what they can do. Second and 4 for the Panthers. Quarterback under center. I formation. He hands it off to the fullback.
Good thing they got it back. That's what Cornwall needs. Cornwall needs some miscues and to take advantage of some opportunities and stop this Panther offense. And this could be the stop they're looking for. It's going to be 3rd and 4. Panthers lucky to get the ball back on the exchange.
They are lucky indeed.
Geez, the royalty, we just keep getting the visitors up here. We got Fred Sherwin now from the Orleans Star, Orleans Online. Fred has been covering the Panthers and since the beginning of time, our days at Tyke. Out here, there's Shiloh. He's going to keep it. He is going to break a tackle, get the first down at the very least, Jess.
Oh, he cuts back in.
Here he goes, cutting back.
And he's still going.
There he goes. Hello, Fred. How are you doing today?
Good yourself.
As he's up here.
Good day for football.
Great day for football. It didn't take Fred long to see us up here, Jess. Come on, Fred, say hi to the camera as you're taking your notes.
There's Fred. He does some phenomenal work at the Orleans Star. We certainly appreciate all your efforts, Fred.
Oh, it's a lot of fun writing about these kids. I think it's been, 15 years now since I started writing about East End or NCAFA football here in East End. It's been a lot of great teams over the years. Some of them coached by Mr. Karate. But
yes.
It's been a long time since there's 4 teams from the East End in all 4 A-Cup finals today, which has been a long time. So keeps me busy. I'm going to be here for about, 8 or 9 hours, I guess.
Right, you're a little bit behind some of us here, Fred. We've been here a long time this morning.
I'm just waiting for it to warm up. I thought it was supposed to warm up today, but at least it's not raining. That's a good thing.
Well, let's hope it does. And, Fred, we were talking earlier, about Shiloh being the X factor, and And being the younger brother of Fabrice, and you've seen Fabrice, how good he was and how dominant he was and how he still is. Very, very good now playing at St. Peter High School. Isn't it nice to be able to see Shiloh be the X factor on this football team like he is?
See, it's one of the advantages, too, of covering the football the way I do. I mean, now I get to see the younger brothers, and you know, some of them you get the Baptiste, you got 3-4 brothers that have come through the program. Fabrice is one of the best running backs I ever saw at that age level. He was just incredible. And it looks like his brother Shiloh's going to do well. Number 2 there is Sam Baptiste. I can't believe he's only 7 years old. Can you imagine that kid when he's 10?
Yeah. Oh, he's going to be something special.
He's going to be incredible once he becomes a 10-year-old. He's got no fear at all. Cornwall's putting up a real good fight. It's nice to see them bounce back. Yeah. I guess it comes down to defensive stands, right?
Yeah, we were just saying that Cornwall's, you know, that third down that Shiloh just got off, they ripped one off on the left. They had to stop him there, get the ball back, maybe get a miscue from the Panthers, get the ball and go score. Right? And they didn't do that. So it's funny you talk about Sam Baptiste. I mean, Sam and Sean, who you know, and Sarah, you know, who does everything that you possibly can check off anybody has to do for this club. Sarah's in there, you know, tooth and nail, doing everything, and they're a great family to have part of this. And we're always good to have you around. I know you've covered lots of my teams, and it's always appreciated because as much as the kids, how awesome is this to have it live streamed?
Oh, this is amazing. Yeah, what HESN does is just incredible, man. To have it live streamed, to have their relatives who can't make it to the game be able to watch and play.
Here goes Shiloh again.
Yeah.
You know, like there's that.
You know, and Benjamin for Cornwall. I mean, you got 2 fantastic feature backs on both teams.
Yep.
And it just comes down to a game like this. It's not about offense. It's about who can make the stops, right?
Yeah. Yep.
You're more often than not, you're not going to score in every play. Cumberland had a chance at the end of the first half there, but they didn't capitalize. And Cornwall comes right back, and Benjamin gets a touchdown on the first play in the second half.
Yep.
So, but it's tough. I mean, I tell you what, I wouldn't want to be a defender out there facing either one of those backs.
No, they're both very, very good. And, of course, Kirby coaches over here at Cornwall, who's a very good football coach and coached an awful lot of experience. And we got Eric Anderson over here who's done a phenomenal job with this young Panther team, and they're going to have success for years to come.
Oh, for sure. I remember when Cornwall first came in the league.
Yeah.
You know, they had a rough go of it for a few years, right?
Yeah.
Now it's paying off. Now the program's paying off. You get these kids are the tip of the iceberg. They've been doing well at what was the other age group? They have a decent team in as well. But it takes a while to build a program.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, it takes some time and the efforts and the coaches. I mean, one thing that I really appreciate about this age now, and I always did then, is how fundamentally sound a lot of these kids are. They can make tackles, they can take handoffs, they can throw the ball, they can catch the ball. And we'll see after with Schmidt's team, I mean, they can punt the ball.
Yeah. Well, that's a sign of good coaching. You want to tell whether or not a team is well coached is how do they the fundamentals, especially on defense. Can they pursue the ball? Can they tackle? It's not something, you know, kids are born with. You know, you have to coach that. And, you know, you can even have a fearless player out there, but if he isn't taught the fundamentals of how to tackle properly, you know, he's going to have a rough go of it. But you can tell both these teams are well coached. It's a very entertaining game. You know, we still got a lot of time left there. We got a quarter plus.
Yeah, we got a quarter plus, and Cornwall can score. They need to capitalize on a fumble, or they got to stop Shiloh. Shiloh is just making life miserable for these guys.
You know what, Jeff? I mean, I used to coach baseball. I used to tell my baseball players all the time. Every time we lost a game, I said, there's only one thing worse than playing baseball and losing, and that's not playing at all.
That's right.
And it's the same thing with football. Football at all. And these kids are going to have memories to last a lifetime. You know, most of them will get over it by the time they get to Dairy Queen or McDonald's. Right?
Yeah.
It's the coaches and the parents who sort of live with it for a while. But, here we go again.
Oh, good.
Right.
Just
ran
out of room.
He's got some legs on him.
Yeah. This game is not going to be over until we see zeros. It's just not going to be. The rain is starting to come down, I think, a little bit more here at Millennium. So
yeah, the ball's going to get a little wet there for the rest of this for the fourth quarter.
But to touch on something you said, Fred, earlier, is that you know, we got three Panther teams in here today in the A Cups, and we got the Bengals.
We got the Bengals Pee Wee team playing.
What a great representation of Ottawa East for sure.
Yeah, and you should have competitive games at all 4 levels.
Yep. Yeah, I think that Mosquito team is going to be something to see. And I think the Pee Wee game is going to be good because he only lost, and here he goes.
Yep. He's just got great moves.
Yep.
Good balance. He's got all you tick all the boxes on a decent running back. You got good balance, you got speed, you got strength, right?
Yeah, they're all ticked, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and you can tell he's got football sense because he's aware of what's going on around him.
Yeah, and he's not afraid to get north.
No.
He's not afraid to get north. And we were talking about that earlier, and that's a real tough thing to teach these running backs. And Shiloh does a real good job of getting north with the football as well. As much of a speedster he is, he's not afraid to take it up the middle. He's not afraid to get north to get what he can.
No, and again, that's not easy to teach either. You know,
No.
guys want to run away from the tackles rather than take the tackler on. Right?
Yeah. But he's watched his brother
Yeah.
do it on both. do both things. Like for
Usually show me a good Tyke running back, and I can show you an older brother.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
played
Oh,
ball.
Sam just missed him.
Sam just missed him.
Yeah, that's good because you
first
just miss
down.
him, you slow him down. The other guy just missed him, you slow him down, and here we go.
Yeah. They pick up that first down.
They get the first down, but they're taking time doing it, Fred, and the
Well,
Panthers have
that's-
that fast striking ability.
Yeah, well, and Cornwall too when he breaks free. But again, it's going to come down to defense because they can't exchange touchdowns in the fourth quarter. You know, they got to come up with at least 2 stops.
Yep.
If they score here on this series.
Yep.
And it's tough. It's tough playing from behind against a good team.
Yeah, and a good, like we say, the X factor being Shiloh.
Mm-hmm.
And having said that, the Panthers do a real good job of spreading it out.
Yeah,
Shiloh's just that
there's been a
exceptional
number.
athlete.
You've got 3 or 4 backs that have held the ball. There was that nice passing play there in the second quarter.
Yep. And that doesn't help them at all getting illegal procedure call on first down. That's really tough. That's a tough one to get at any level. At any level, getting procedure call on first down is really
Coaches
tough.
love those procedure calls.
Yeah, when it's not against you.
Yes. That gives you gray hairs.
Yeah, I've got lots.
And objectionable conducts. Those are always fun.
Yeah. I got to say that the championships thus far, we did the midget game, the 6v6, and now this game, they're all very, very good, clean football. And that's, I think, a tribute to the coaching that's happening. There's no shots to the head. That seems to be gone in football now. We don't see a lot of that nonsense.
Well, it's a contact sport, right? And you never know what's going to happen to an ankle. Playing on this field, which is an excellent field, you have lesser chance of injury on a field like this.
Yeah. Cornwall might decide to keep it, go bootleg with the quarterback because of the formation they lined up in, and they put 37 at quarterback.
It's a gain of about 6 or 7 on the play there.
Yeah, Benjamin Jackman, he's going to carry the load for this Cornwall team going into the fourth quarter for sure. I hope he's not hurt.
No.
He's okay. He'll be all right. Another 10 minutes to go. So 39-20, end of the third. It's not over. I don't think it's over.
I've seen enough minor football games to know it's never over.
It's never over.
I saw it. I can't remember who was playing. It might have been a Cumberland team. They were down by 20 points with less than 2 minutes to go, and they won the game. Touchdown, onside kick, touchdown. Forced a turnover and got the third touchdown to win the game. So but just when you think you've seen it all at minor football, something else happens.
Exactly, and that's the issue here at Tyke, right? There's no kickoff and no kickoff return, so you can't short kick.
Right.
So you start with the ball on the 40, and you're, by virtue of just reality, you're going to run off a minute and change.
Yeah.
So nobody's got the time to be able to get those possessions back if you need them to get an onside kick or something. The good thing is if you stop them, you get the ball at the 40 going in, which is technically the 30 going in.
Correct.
Or the 25, sorry.
No, I mean, Cornwall, they really need to score in this series. And you never know. A turnover could turn it around.
Yeah.
He gets that.
He ran that bootleg opposite where they had their running backs go to try to fool the Panthers, but there was nothing doing there. Now it's going to be third down. I like the call, though. I like the play. Because when you get an aggressive defense like these Panther and Cornwall guys, they fly to the ball real hard and sometimes forget how shallow they can be. And a quarterback, one of these guys gets outside, they can be gone. Right?
You'd like to see, I wouldn't mind seeing a reverse on something like that, but it all depends if they practice that.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, that formation would be tough. It'd be a reverse all alone and nobody to block the backside guys. But nonetheless, it is Tyke football.
But you're right. The Panthers they're a pursuit team, and if you can draw them in and throw a little wrinkle in the works, it might it might help.
Oh, it's pouring out here now.
Oh, it's a beautiful day out
here at Millennium.
Out in Millennium Park. I knew there was a reason why I came up here to say hello.
Yeah, you did.
Geez, it's so cozy up here. I can't believe
procedure.
it.
That should be procedure. That should have been. But they let it go.
Oh, nice cut back. It's amazing. There was that number, is that 55 there for Cumberland? Just didn't give up on the ball.
Yep.
72, nice tackle.
Yeah, they just play real good fundamental football, those guys.
You know, we should get a bit of time here, give a shout out to the referees. You know, those guys come out here in the pouring rain.
For all the money they make, they should, right, Fred?
Oh yeah.
For all the money they make.
How many rich minor football referees do you know?
Yeah, not a lot. Not a lot, that's for sure.
And they take it from the fans, they take it from the coaches, and you know, there's no umbrellas there.
No, they do a good job, and you know what? Say what you will about them, we can be very, very critical in the moment, but I think that we get to know these guys locally, and they're all a bunch of really good guys, and they try. And I like to say that nobody does anything intentionally to be malicious or anything like that.
Oh, they're good guys. Like a good friend of mine is Jeff Morris. He's the owner and publisher of the Barrhaven Independent and the Manotick Messenger. He coaches in his spare time. I'm like, what type of spare time do you have? I mean, I own the Orleans Star. I know there's not a whole lot of spare time.
There's none to be had.
But he does it because he loves it. He sure as heck doesn't do it for the money. And last time I checked, you cannot have an organized minor football game without referees.
No,
right?
That's not going to happen.
No,
that's not going to happen.
Cornwall has to stop him here at 19-point lead for Cumberland.
Yep.
We're 2 minutes into the fourth quarter. This is a must stop for Cornwall, and they can't really take a lot of time. They can't afford to give up too many first downs on this drive.
That was Ryland Bedard that got the ball up the middle for about a 5-yard gain. If they just got to do that. If they maintain the possession of the ball and get it down to about 4 or 3 minutes, Fred, the writing could be on the wall because that'll be a tough deficit to overcome. Nonetheless, I don't think we're going to see the Cornwall kids quit on this.
Oh, no. That's the beauty about kids this age, too, or minor football players, period. They love the game. They never get up. They don't even know what the score is. They just keep playing. Right?
They just keep going,
And then usually after the game, they're playing in the backfield here.
Yeah.
Shiloh again around the corner.
Those are good tackles right there. Those are good tackles. Unfortunately, it's going to be third and maybe one. Maybe 3rd and 1. Might be a first down depending on the spot. Now they're giving them the first down without even measuring. Yeah. So that's a good set of downs, first, second, third down. They just get it by a yard. And they're doing everything Shiloh. They got Bedard up the middle. Got to do that. It's raining out. Nobody's going to be throwing the football to a whole lot today.
No. Well, I'm actually a little surprised at how much Cumberland has thrown the ball in this game in the first half. They put it up in the air, 5 or 6 times, I think.
The very first pass Shiloh threw, he completed, which was nice.
Yeah.
And
a good catch. I was telling one of the parents on downstairs, I said, when you can have a quarterback who can throw the ball at Tyke, that's a hell of a weapon.
Yep.
But you need guys who can catch it too, right?
Yep.
There we go. See, good tackling out there. When you get 3 or 4 guys in on the tackle, you know they're well coached.
Yep, for sure. Ashton Baldeo there on the run, tackled by a bunch of Cornwall defenders. But again, a good 5-yard gain. Again, just
look at these kids. They're clapping their hands. They're pumping each other up.
Yeah, they're playing football.
Yeah.
And again, that's a sign of a well-coached team. That the coaches aren't yelling and screaming. They're not losing their minds.
No.
They're in tough against a real good Panther team. They know it, and they're just going to give it everything they have, and hopefully capitalize on something that.
Look, you got to think there's 8 other teams that would love to be here that aren't here.
Yeah,
so
there's a bunch of kids that would rather be giving this a shot today. You're right.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not so sure who moved first there.
Looked like offside, but we'll have to see the call.
Yeah, offside Cornwall. May just make him a little bit short for the first down, probably by about half a foot. Yeah.
But that's a tough one.
Yeah, now it makes it second.
They got 2 plays to pick up the first down, right?
Yeah.
So, in fact, Cumberland's better off if this is where you don't want to score a touchdown. This is where just pick up the first down, keep moving the ball, right?
Yeah, the only thing is it adds to it, right? It makes them essentially have to score 4 times in 5 minutes,
True.
Which is really, really tough to do. There'd have to be a major breakdown in this Panther defense that's played great as far as well as their offense. Let's see what happens here. Shiloh right up the middle.
Yeah.
There he
First
goes
down.
again, just getting north. Just getting north. A 12-yard gain for Shiloh.
See what both he and the young Mr. Jackman do. They keep their feet moving, right? They keep the legs moving,
Yep.
keep the feet moving.
Again, something that's really hard to teach at a young age, right?
Yeah.
Just to keep going. But I think that a lot of these guys, a lot of these kids today, video games are a big thing. They watch video games. So in the video games, I know that Justice does the obstacle courses and the challenges and all that stuff. And then you got the guy from the TV yelling, keep moving your legs, get your hand up, get your inside hand, get your shoulder. So a lot of these kids do a lot. They emulate
No, then
what
that's
the
good,
pros
you know,
do on video
which
games,
is
right?
funny because they'll listen to the video game commentator, and then it's not so much to the coaches and the parents, but hey, whatever works. Oh, nice play.
There's
Nice
Wallace
bounce
again.
Yeah. Yeah, he kept moving on that. See, it's these are things. These are intangibles. The drive to keep moving, to keep pick up whatever you can.
And Isaiah Wallace has been the steady Eddie
Yeah.
with that play. He's gotten 6, 7, 8, 6, 7, 8, 8, 10 yards every time that he runs the football.
And let's give the offensive line a bit of credit too on the block, right? I
Oh
mean,
gosh, they're giving these guys somewhere to run. It doesn't happen all by itself. It very rarely does. And that's a good Cornwall defense.
Yeah.
That's a good Cornwall defense. The clock is ticking now. Just under 5 minutes to go. The difference is 19. Another run right up the middle. Take time out the clock. Is that going to be a first down? Looks like it might be a little bit short. Rylan Bedard carrying the football for the Panthers.
Big play coming up here. 3rd and 1.
That's a big stop. The only good thing for the Panthers is that that they give the ball back, Fred. They got to go a long way to get down the field. But we've seen them do it.
The Benjamin Jackman can cover some ground awful fast.
Yeah, he can get there in a hurry.
But he can't run the ball unless they have possession, so they need to stop him here.
What do we think? Maybe bootleg, or does Shiloh give it to somebody on a lead?
I go straight up the middle with that young man. Strength against strength. Yep.
There's Fred with the call.
Now, did you see?
He
He's
could
going
be gone now.
to take it to the house there.
Yeah.
But Jeff, did you see when he hit the line there? He hit the line. He turned his shoulders when he hit the line.
Yeah.
If he kept straight up and down, he likely would have been stopped. As he comes to the line, he turns his shoulders. He cuts through between the two defenders and then takes off with the ball. Again, try teaching that to somebody.
Yeah.
That when you hit the line, turn your shoulders, make yourself a smaller target.
Yeah, and he just kept moving his feet.
Yeah.
Had he not moved his feet, he would have been tackled there too.
Well, according to my stats, he's getting close to about 170, 180 yards today for Shiloh. So it's a good day's work.
Well,
That should be a double dip cone, or it's a little cold for the cones.
I get his parents to take him to Booster Juice or something for something real, right?
The only problem with this minor football stuff is that the season is so darn short there. These poor kids don't get to play football again for what? For another 8 months?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's even longer for the coaches.
Yeah.
Because as soon as this game is over, you know the Cornwall's thinking about next season, right? And
oh, geez, yeah.
who the players we're keeping, who the players that are coming up, what do we got to do, how do we get back here again?
Yep. And I've been so impressed with Eric Anderson and his staff at Tyke here. Just watching them practice and the drills that he does with them and how he teaches and how he interacts with the kids. I mean, he's done such a great job, and you see it on the field.
Yeah.
You see it on the field. You see the way that his team plays.
And look at him fight there.
Yep. Oh, there'll be no quitting anybody today.
No, and I got a feeling too. I don't know the Cornwall organization that well, but to keep a program like this growing, you have to have a good executive, and that's one thing that the Panthers have always been fortunate with. You know, they're two. I think they're 2nd or 3rd generation executive, and you got to have a good executive who supports the coaches, gets the volunteers to come out. And that's what keep a program. Panthers had a strong program like Myers Riders. You got two groups here. They've had a strong program for years and years and years, because you have that culture of people who want to pass it, along to the next generation. And the next generation of coaches are coming up, right?
Yep. Yeah, we've been pretty fortunate for sure. So they run that offside formation again. Now they're going to maybe try to throw. I thought he was going to try to throw, and pushed out of bounds by number 70 on the Panthers. that was 70 that we saw there. Ryan Crete. Now it'll be 3rd and 2. Looked like he was going to maybe try to throw there. But with this rain, I'd be surprised if that would be the call from Kirby.
Well, you got 3rd and 2.
And the clock is still going with under 3 minutes to go.
Yeah, hopefully they got a play in the book there somewhere. They're taking a bit of time here to get it going.
Are they ever?
Right now, I just want to see him play a nice, clean final 2.5 minutes. Hopefully no one gets injured.
Yep.
Ooh.
Great job. Great job. Big tackle. Big tackle. That's number 80 for the Panthers with that tackle. Nico Ostasulis.
Yeah.
Great tackle, stepping up and stopping the quarterback. Yeah, you're right, Fred. We don't want to see anybody get hurt this late in the game.
No.
You just want to finish it up. It's been a great game, played well by both sides.
And a good season, too, by both these teams.
Great season.
Yeah.
Great season. And look at them. They're still hustling up to the line. I mean, you can tell that they're
Oh,
well
no, they want to
coached.
get going.
They want to score.
They see the clock. They see there's 2 minutes left. They want another touchdown.
Yeah.
And good on them.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, they'll call him down. They could have called him for procedure there, but I think they let him get away with one, which is all right.
No, and usually the refs at this level, they are a little more lenient. We don't get to see it up here, but they do talk to the players quite a bit. If they see a mistake, they're not throwing flags on every play.
No.
I was at a high school game there this week, St. Matt's Holy Trinity. I think there was a flag almost every play in the first half.
That's crazy.
It was a 2.5-hour first half.
That's crazy. Here we are with a minute 52, 46-20. Panthers, Tyke, A-Cup championship. There's that formation we've seen a couple times now. He's going to try to get to the opposite side of it, maybe trying to fool him.
Yeah, see, there you had the procedure, two plays in a row, and they almost have to throw the flag.
Yeah, they got to let him know that they're leaving early on that for sure.
Well, this is 2 games down today. We got 3 more. We got the Mosquito coming up next, right?
Mosquito, the Panther Mosquitoes are playing Canada. Then we got the Bengals Pee-wee playing Myers, which will be another good game because Myers is the only team to beat that real good Bengal team. And then, of course, we got
and Mosquito. Neither one of those teams were favored to be at the championship, right?
Oh, gosh, no.
No,
they weren't. I mean, the Canada team knocked the Bengals off, and then Mike Schmidt and his Mosquito team beat the undefeated Cornwall team last week, 1-0. So both teams have earned their right to be here. They weren't given it, that's for sure. Play. Get it, Sam.
Oh, did Sam
get it?
That up? Oh,
did he get it? There you go. Nice job, Sam Baptiste with the recovery.
Not bad for a 7-year-old. Not bad for a 7-year-old at all to get to sniff out that ball and jump on it. That's
I'll tell you.
He just made his year right there.
I've been out to see him play all of the home games, and I'll tell you what, for a 7-year-old playing on that team, he's made interceptions, tackles,
I've seen
fumble
him,
recoveries.
Yeah. I've seen him 4 or 5 times this year, and it's just amazing that the hustle that kid has.
Yep.
It's and he can read the play.
Oh, he reads. He's grown up with his older brother Ben, who plays Mosquito, and his other older brother Matt, who plays on the Pee-wee team. So he's been waiting for his turn to play, and there was no denying him playing Tyke this year.
Oh, his brother told me that his dad was telling me he was 2 years old running with the ball against his
gosh,
brother.
yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. He's gonna be something special to watch as he gets older for sure.
No, I think we're going to the Cumberland team's going to take a knee here, or they're going to run 1 or 2 plays and then run out the clock.
I think they have to. I think they're a little bit too
much time left.
Too much time left. Unfortunately, they have to do that. So they're but they put number 11 in at quarterback now. So Maxime Lavoie is in at quarterback, and I would suspect Shiloh's not on the field.
No.
Can't see him down there, but right now, that might be. If he is, I doubt that he'll get the ball as we're getting down to a minute 7
seconds. On the Panther sideline, it's tough. Everyone's huddled under the tent over there.
Yeah.
And little Sam's over there jumping around like a Mexican jumping bean there.
Oh, yeah, he's crazy.
He's a little pumped up after that play.
He's crazy, he is. I mean, he's made some great plays. I mean, this whole Panther team, good job to Eric Anderson and his staff for what they've done. Great job by Kirby and his staff for getting here and putting up a great fight against the Panthers. Yep. Nothing to hang their heads about, that's for sure.
And how about our Redblacks coming out here, right?
We got royalty all over the place.
I know.
We got you up here. We got the Redblacks up here. Yeah, Steve Dean up here and Trevor Harris, John God.
Yep.
You know, we had Jesse Card was around here somewhere. He probably left because you're up here now, maybe taking a nap in the HESN headquarters there behind us on the bus. I don't know where Jesse went. I mean, it was his birthday.
Oh, really?
It was his birthday.
Yeah. Well, you better be careful where he's going to.
So maybe he went to sort of.
Might not be back.
Might not be back. Might be stuck up here.
20 seconds left.
There you go.
See, here's where I wish they would take a knee. Like, I'm sorry, but you know, let's take a knee and let the clock run out.
Yeah, that'll happen now.
12 seconds left. Well, listen, Jeff, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Great. Thank you very much, Fred.
I have to get back to work. I got to get down, take a few pictures. So enjoy the rest of the.
Thanks for all your work, Fred. Thanks for everything you do for the Panthers and supporting them and writing about them.
It's my pleasure. When I bought the paper in November, the first thing I wanted to do was bring back a sports section because people love reading about young athletes pursuing sport. The parents love it, the players love it, and it's a joy just to cover this stuff. So
well, you've done a lot of my teams, so I'm very thankful for that. I'm very appreciative that you cover our teams a lot. And
well, you're welcome, Jeff. Like I said, it's been a real pleasure, real honor. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Fred. Now we'll see if we're going to get Jesse back here. I think Fred just didn't want to stop talking because he wanted to stay dry. I mean, he thinks that we're not onto those old tricks. We're onto all these guys that come up here and say hi to us, eh? 11.4 seconds to go. Tyke A-Cup Championship, 46-20. There goes number 37 for Cornwall. Once again, he just won't go down. He's had an outstanding game. Outstanding game. Benjamin Jackman, well played. These guys are just leaving it all over the field. Good on them. This will be the last play of the game. Looks like I got my friend Jesse back after him taking a break, taking a little nap, wherever you were, Jess.
Well, that certainly was an entertaining game. Oh, and you know what? That tackle just puts an exclamation mark.
Ryan Crete, congratulations to Eric Anderson, your staff. Outstanding season, undefeated from A to Z, winning the A-Cup, 46-20. Great job, guys. I mean, they're outstanding job these guys did, Jesse.
Yeah, certainly nobody likes to lose a game like this, but just the fact that they made it this far, and Cornwall, that is, nothing to hold their heads low about, a 46-20 game against the two best teams at this level. Now, one thing that I see here is that these two clubs with these two good A teams, you start to see them, you start to see these teams be good at the next levels up because the kids carry on. Yep. That was certainly the case with you and Justice as you guys were playing and going through the league. But these little tight guys, great football, great fundamentals, and it was just awesome to see. So first two games are down, and now we're waiting for this Mosquito game, and the boys are coming in, and the size difference is remarkable.
Oh gosh, yeah. You're going to see some much bigger guys. You'll see the hitting will be a little bit different, and I think we're going to get. I mean, thus far, Jess, the two games we've seen have been great from a football perspective, where fundamentally both teams are just very, very good, and they're leaving it all out in the field, taking the A-Cup for what it is. So now they'll do the players of the game and the trophy presentation. Steve Dean got him working hard out there in the rain.
Yeah, he probably would have preferred to stay up here talking to you, but He has a duty to do. He's down there with the NCAFA registrar, Sid Gilchrist, and Sid's lovely wife, better half. And they're about to award this Cumberland Panthers their A-Cup trophy.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, I know I've said it. I've said it, Jess. I know that Kirby's done a fantastic job with Cornwall. I can tell you that I've witnessed Eric Anderson out there with these Tyke players, teaching them the fundamentals and what football and life is. And congratulations again to him and his staff and those guys, because to go undefeated in any league is really hard to do.
It is very hard to do.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you're Tyke, Mosquito. It doesn't matter if you're pro. It doesn't matter anything. To win every single week, every single game is really hard to do.
Sometimes it's a disadvantage. You know, I've been on a lot of teams that have gone nearly undefeated or undefeated, and I think it can be a bit of a hindrance.
Well, we've seen it. I mean, we've been there. I've been there with my Tyke, Mosquito, and Pee Wee teams and OVFL teams, and been undefeated. And you go on to win sometimes. Sometimes you go in to lose. And the reality is that you just gotta find a way to get it done, and you gotta keep working. You gotta keep working all the time.
Yeah, you do. So we've got the presentation here. Some very wet but smiling 7, 8, and 9-year-olds on the field.
So this is a little bit different. I'm just noticing something up here too, Jess, that the Panthers are on the other side of the field warming up, where typically they take the other side. That's interesting. I thought maybe that our Mosquito team were the home team. They likely are not for some reason. I think the home team gets to pick what side they want to be on.
So next, coming up, we're going to have a different stream, but it's still going to be on the HESN YouTube channel. So make sure, do us a favor, share this link online on your Facebook page or on Twitter, tweet it out, and get people watching this. We got about 50 or 40 or 50 people watching right now this Tyke team. And the players of the game for the Cornwall Wildcats. But Shiloh definitely deserves the player of the game for the Panthers, doesn't he, Jeff?
Oh, gosh. I mean, he was the X factor in that game. And not only as a player, great kid, the brother of Fabrice, who's also a great kid and who's had moments like that as well. And, you know, when you talk about seeing players later, right, Fabrice is one of them.
Yep.
He started at the Tyke and moved his way up, and now he's playing high school, and great kid. And yeah,
Jackman, the player of the game for the Cornwall Wildcats, and also you couldn't ignore him all day. He was a presence on that field, and the rain is coming down hard now. 12:30, we've got a Mosquito, Cumberland, and Canada game coming up. Very, very anticipated matchup there.
Yes, you know, and we know that how vocal our Panther Mosquito coaches have been about Mr. Kyle Ball's rankings all year long. I mean, Coach Mike Schmidt has done a great job going 5-3, winning through the playoffs and beating the previously unbeaten Cornwall Wildcats last week 1-0. So this is going to be a real good football game. There we see them getting a trophy. What a great game played. What a great year, great game. Good on those guys.
So for the whole HESN crew, I'm Jesse Card. I've got Jeff Karate with me in the booth. Our producers, senior producers, Steve Johnson and Kyle Ball, really doing a lot of the camera duties today, so we appreciate everyone's effort. We'll be right back with the Mosquito Championship right here on the HESN YouTube channel. Subscribe now.